What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be looking at my top 5 remaining free agents that the Detroit Lions could be interested, plus an honorable mention. So let's get this thing started. Okay, so we've been a little off from the free agency talk a little bit. We've kind of been quiet with that. We've been looking at draft. We've been doing a lot of weird stuff. I mean, we've just been doing kind of like random stuff. But now, I decided to, hey, let's go back to free agency one last time, okay? Everybody's still asking questions about what the Lions could do about Logan Ryan and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, let's go one more time. Let's dive back into free agency, and let's look at a few free agents that the Detroit Lions could be interested in still this offseason. Now, I did not go with all, tons of players. I only went with 5. So there's way more players you can put on here. Actually, this one website I found that you guys should definitely check out if you want to know. Go to NFL, it's called Top 100 Available 2020 NFL Free Agents List. This thing is updated. This was updated today, okay? So definitely go check this thing out. It's great, okay? It's great because they keep updating this thing and it shows you all the free agents that are available. So go check it out if you guys want to see some free agents that the Detroit Lions could potentially go after still. But in my video, I'm going after, my top 5 right now and plus an honorable mention. So let's just hop right into this thing. Let's start off at the very tippity top at number 1. And at number 1, we have Darqueze Dennard. Now, Darqueze Dennard is a guy that I talked about in an entire video. I did an entire video on Darqueze Dennard. So if you want a full breakdown on Darqueze Dennard, I'm not going to give you that here. Instead, I'm going to send you guys to my video. If you guys really want to know about Darqueze Dennard a lot more, definitely go check out that video. Now, I will give you a quick little summary. He's 28 years old, so he's not the oldest cornerback. He's coming off a 1-year, $4.5 million deal, so not super expensive. He plays a very similar style to what the Detroit Lions play defensively. At Michigan State, he was a press man corner. He was able to do that with Cincinnati. They didn't utilize him very well, I didn't think, but he could be a guy the Detroit Lions want to bring in here. He's not going to be super expensive. His age isn't really that concerning. 28 years old is a lot younger than a lot of other players that we're looking at. I think he might be maybe the youngest player that I have on this entire list at 28 years old. And he's coming off a 1-year, $4.5 million. So you could potentially lock him up for multiple years, right, if you wanted to. While you're trying to get settled in and get some wins, you could just lock him up for 1 year if you really want to make sure that, hey, okay, we may not go Okudah, and Imani's probably, we're not sure if he's ready or not, so we'll get Dennard just in case. If he's not ready, Dennard can start. If he is ready, Dennard can be our depth. And then boom, you didn't spend a lot of money. So I think Darqueze Dennard could be a good option for the Detroit Lions. You could either go a couple years, or I think you go 1 year, and he's still up there at the very top for me. I think this is a very good sleeper option other than Logan Ryan at that cornerback position. Let's hop into number 2, and at number 2, I have Everson Griffen. Everson Griffen, the old edge rusher out of Minnesota. Now, Everson Griffen is a guy that a lot of people are interested in, but everybody looks at him initially and they say, ooh, that age is very concerning. But again, I also did a video on Everson Griffen, I think. Did I do a video on him? I don't know. Maybe I didn't do a video on him. I talked about him a lot, though. And Everson Griffen, again, has the age concerning factor, but the thing is, he's played him all, he hasn't missed too many games, and to go along with that, his production really hasn't dipped that much. So since his production is still up there, really doesn't concern me too much. However, at 33 or at 32, going to be 33, I wouldn't give him a huge deal, right? I wouldn't sign this guy to a 2-3 year deal. That would just be crazy. I can see the Lions, going for a 1-year deal for Everson Griffen. He was paid around $8 million last season by the Minnesota Vikings. So I could see maybe like 1 year, $6 million, $5 million, somewhere along those lines. You have the money to do that. It could give you some extra defensive line help, and that's Everson Griffen. Next up on our list, we have Logan Ryan, and everybody wants to hear about Logan Ryan. Right? I've had so many questions about Logan Ryan, so I had to throw him in the list. The cornerback from Tennessee. Now, the cornerback from Tennessee last season was a ball hawk. He came up with 4 interceptions, and I think that's why his asking price is so high and why he's looking at it saying, I need to get $10 million a year. However, no one seems to want to give that to him. I don't know if anybody has offered him that yet. I'm not sure, but I don't know if he's actually going to get that. Like Clowney asking for 20+ mil, probably not going to happen, right? I don't see him getting that. If someone gives him that, good for him. Not good for the team, right? You guys made a mistake there. But I don't think Logan Ryan's going to get $10 million a year. He may not. I'm not sure. I think the Detroit Lions could offer him somewhere around $7 million. Maybe keep it down there a little bit, $6-7 million. Because this is a guy that, looks like at times he's better in the slot. However, he wouldn't be in the slot with Detroit Lions. He'd be on the outside. He's a solid cornerback. He's not great. He's solid. He's a ball hawk. Came up with 4 interceptions last season, and that's why he's asking such a high price. He's 29 years old, so he is the same age as Desmond Trufant. So maybe you get him on a 2-year deal just like Trufant, and, you just have those guys locked up for a little bit. Maybe 2 years, I don't know, $13 million, something like that. That could be an option for the Detroit Lions. So there you go. I had to include Logan Ryan on this list. And next up, we have an offensive lineman. And I decided to put multiple offensive linemen in this list. And all of these offensive linemen are offensive tackles. I'm going to give you that warning. Now, The thought process here is that Big V is going to move to guard if you sign any of these, because I don't think that Big V should be a backup. If Big V is a backup and you spent $45 million on him, you made a mistake. Big V has to start at some spot, whether it's tackle, guard, I don't care. He has to start on the offensive line spending that much money, right? So I think here's some tackles that the Lions could potentially bring in, not to, sit in front of Big V for a year. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's not the quarterback. Don't do that. But these are tackles that could play tackle, right, for Detroit Lions, and could potentially move Big V to guard. That if Big V could play guard, this is an option for us. So let's get to the three here. Two of these players actually do play left tackle. One of them is an honorable mention, and the other one does play right tackle. So I don't know if the guy that plays left tackle can move the right tackle. I hope he can. If he can't, maybe this isn't the right guy for us. That's why I included an honorable mention as well, because I think the honorable mention can play right tackle as well. We'll just get this thing started. Let's start off Kelvin Beachum. Oh my God, I'm done. You know what? I'm done. No, I'm done, dog. I've done this video 4 times, bro. 4 times, dog, and I can't get it right. I cannot say his name right, dog. Why can't I say names, Hapula Palati Fatai? Come on, dog. Who names your kid that? Did you even know how to spell it? Break. I'm not editing this out. Y'all are going to see this. I need to relax. Okay, no, I'm serious. I'm done. I got to take a break, dude. I cannot do this. I can't even English right. I got to start reading a dictionary or something, because I can't say the names. Kelvin Beachum should be an easy... Oh, I think I said it right. That should be an easy name to say, but I messed him up. I consistently mess... So you know what? I'm taking a break, dog. You know how many days in a row I made multiple videos? I can't do it. I need a couple of days off. I don't know if I can do this again, man. This is just... It's April Fool's Day, dog. Let's do it. Okay, hopefully that got somebody. Hopefully that was terrible. Okay, I'm not an actor. I'm going to be honest. I'm not an actor. I forgot what we were doing. Let me get back into my list and finish this thing off. Hopefully that got somebody. Okay, let's finish off the list. We were with Kelvin Beachum. I can say Kelvin Beachum. I'm going to mess up one of these names, I'm sure. Well, actually, these ones are kind of easy. I made sure I put easy names on here. Don't get it twisted. We'll finish with Kelvin Beachum. All right, Kelvin Beachum will not finish there, but he is the left tackle for the Jets. Now, Kelvin Beachum, like I said, plays left tackle. I'm not sure if he can play right tackle or not. If he can't play right tackle, then this option's kind of off the list for me, because I don't want to move Taylor Decker unless Taylor Decker's comfortable with that. But then the whole line's pretty much shifting around. I don't know if that's the best idea. Taylor Decker really hasn't moved from left tackle, so I think you should just leave him there. So Kelvin Beachum is a left tackle. If he can play right tackle, this could be a good option, because statistically he's actually pretty good. He's really known to be a pass blocker, and we know tackles being pass blockers is a very good thing. You got to have guys that can protect Matthew Stafford. Now, Big V is known as a run blocker, and that's cool. That's cool. But when the tackles are the position where a lot of sacks comes from, and you have a run blocker at the tackle spot, that's awesome. However, I don't want Stafford getting sacked a lot. Now, he's not that bad at pass blocking. Like, he's actually better than Wagner, so I guess it's somewhat of an upgrade. But if you can move him to guard, and you can get a guy like this who can, protect Stafford in the pass, that could be potentially a better option for a short period of time until, he continues to improve and get better, because we do have him locked up for 5 years as well, if we want to keep him for 5 years. Last season, he graded 70.1 overall by Pro Focus, a 72.7 in passing, and a 56.6 in rushing. So again, the rushing, not very good, but again, being able to protect Matthew Stafford for me is priority number one. He was on a 3-year, $24 million deal, so I think the Lions could potentially be aiming for a 2-year, $10 million deal. Maybe like a 2-year, $10 million, I think something like that. The Lions could definitely afford to do that and try to beef up this offensive line. Well, he's only 30 years old right now, but he will be 31 years old. So I don't think he's super old, and this could be an option for the Detroit Lions. Now let's finish off this list with number 5, and then we'll hop into our honorable mention. And number 5, I have DeMar Dotson. This guy can play right tackle, and I've talked about Kevin Dotson. So if you guys want to know who Kevin Dotson is, go check out my top draft offensive lineman prospects. Kevin Dotson is in there. Instead, today we're talking about DeMar Dotson. I don't know if they're related in any way, shape, or form, but either way, they have similar names, so there you go. He is a right tackle from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and if he can play right tackle, which apparently he can, again, if Big V can move to guard, this could be a good option for Lions for a short-term deal. Played in over 1,040 snaps last season, and he came up with 10 penalties, which obviously isn't good to have 10 penalties, but it's actually not too bad when you play over 1,000 snaps at the tackle spot, and he allowed 5 sacks. Again, Taylor Decker allowed 7 sacks last season. Now, he's on, Stafford's blind side, but still, he allowed 7 sacks sacks, all right, and this guy only allowed 5 in 1,045 snaps. So, yes, he's playing a lot of snaps. In the last 2 seasons, he's only missed 2 games combined, so that's not bad either. The year before that, he only played in 11 games, so maybe a little bit concerning, but again, last 2 seasons, he's been solid. He's been playing a little bit. He graded a 71 overall by Pro Football Focus, a 72.4 in the pass, 67.3 in the run, and he's 34 years old. So, again, the age is definitely concerning, but for me with offensive linemen, you could tell that they can play forever. My honorable mention is like 100 years old, but yeah, he's still an absolute monster. I don't know how. Okay, he's like the Tom Brady of linemen, so he's last. But I'm thinking maybe like a 1-year, $6 million deal, something like that, and probably not multiple years with a 34-year-old offensive lineman. You know, like 1 year, $6 million. He's an upgrade, and again, if you move Big V to guard, then he can play right tackle. Now, finally, to finish it off with my honorable mention, this is at left tackle, but it's Jason Peters. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Jason Peters is. You probably know he's old and you know he's good, but how old is he and how good is he actually? Well, he's very old. He's 38 years old. This guy was drafted back in, I think it was 2004. I was like, what? That's really old. Yeah, he's kind of getting up there in age. However, he's still balling out. Jason Peters is a left tackle, but I'm thinking if he's been in the league so long, maybe he can play right tackle. But last season, he balled out. In over 800 snaps, he had 10 penalties and only allowed 3 sacks. Only allowed 3 sacks to tackle position. That's very impressive. He graded out like this, at 82.4 overall, an 87.3 in the pass, and a 72.5 in the run. Those are tremendous. He was on a 1-year, $6 million deal last season with the Eagles. I'm thinking the Lions could look for maybe like a 1-year, $4 to $5 million deal potentially if he can play right tackle, or maybe if you put him at left tackle and Decker play right tackle and Big V go to guard. There's definitely different ways you can do this depending on who's comfortable where. But if you know Jason Peters could fit in our offense, he was beast last year. He was still a beast at his age. All right, we could get the Tom Brady of offensive linemen here, but you do have to watch out that hey. At any time, this guy could, just fall off a cliff when it comes to production. And because of that, then you move Big V back to guard and you're good to go, right? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Those are my top 6. Hopefully I got you with that prank. I don't know. Hopefully that worked well. That was pretty bad. And also, I'm going to be putting something up in the community soon, so make sure you go check it out and subscribe to my gaming channel, DoseOfDion Gaming. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.